I invite His Lordship Stafford Nwogu to please approach the microphone for the opening prayer. Bishop Stafford Nwogu. His Lordship very close. Can I alternately, it's like he's at a distance.
Onya, look at him there. Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, thank you for giving us a day like this, bringing us from our various destinations safely and peacefully to this place. Father, we commit what we have gathered here to do into your hands, that everything shall go smoothly and peacefully and successfully, that the aim of this particular occasion will be achieved, and you will take the glory. And behold, Imo State will be blessed, and the government of Senator Uzodimma will receive an applause, and thou, O God, will give all the glory, all the honor, in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit.
Amen. Please be seated. Your Excellency, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, and all the military hierarchies here, the Secretary to the Government of Imo State, the Chief of Staff, the Chairman, Council of Traditional Rulers, Imo State, the Chairman, Council of Elders, Imo State, the President General Ohanes Ndibo worldwide, our distinguished invitees to this great event, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We are here in the ancient and modern city of Uguta. And ladies and gentlemen, it is to witness the flag off of the Uguta-Orashi River Development Project, a baby of the Uzodimma administration. At this point in time, Mr. Vice President, permit me to invite the son of the soil to step forward for the presentation of kola nut, which is the only way an average Igbo man says, welcome to a friend they have regard for. Let me invite Prince Henry Okafor, please, to move forward quickly with the traditional kola nut, and you know what to do. Thank you. Onya, can you move the cordless microphone to him? Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Imo State, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. Let me recognize the Chief of Defense Staff, the Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment, the Chief of Naval Staff, His Royal Highness Oni of Ife, His Royal Highness is the Chairman of Imo State Traditional Council, Chairman of the Elders Council, former Governor of Imo State, please permit me to limit, because there are too numerous indignities here to mention. This is kola nut, the tradition of the Igbo people, but something will follow the president of the kola nut. Here is the maritime community and the hydrocarbon region of Imo State. This is Uguta local government. The headquarters is Uguta Mesh, the one you are seeing across. A beautiful city, a city that made up of men of Tiba and caliber. People like Justice Chukwudifu Oputa of blessed memory, distinguished Senator Aton Zeribe, Flora Wapa, so many. Former DG of Customs, I can't mention enough. There are too many of them. Great city, great community, Uguta Meshi. That's the one you are seeing across. Then the other way is also the way you have great men who have done so much for this community, done well for Imo State, people like Arubi Kokafo. These are communities that surround the mighty Uguta Lake and the Urash River. Across the other way, where I see some buildings there, is Osemoto. That's my hometown anyway. Then the other way, you will see Osobodo, where you have the second houseboat. The message is that this is a great area, the hydrocarbon city of Imo State. Then if you go further, you get to Hajebema, where you have the current Minister of State of Education living along the Urash River. It's just a brief introduction of where we are today. And I want to say thank you very much, the Vice President, for answering this call from our governor, who is trying to turn the pond to an ocean. You see, it's not very easy, because Imo is seen as a landlocked place, but today we are seeing that Imo is not a landlocked state, because in the early 20s and 10s, that this area were known as a marine hub of the Southeast. So I want to finally say, because I must introduce the area we are, that's the brief introduction I made. So, Asiroji, Ada Anubeke, you know that kola nut don't hear English. So I want to take this kola nut and give it to our governor, the performing governor of Imo State, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma. Your Excellency, please, kola nut.
Your Excellency, the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. The Right Honorable Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Barrister Emeka Ndoka, Right Honorable. The Chief of Defense Staff, our dear brother, who is seated by us, the Honorable Minister, distinguished, very important citizens of Nigeria, Your Royal Majesties, the Oni of Ife, the Obi of Onitsha, the Chairman Imo State Council of Traditional Rulers, Chairman of Elders and members of Elders Council of Imo State, the President General of the only and highest umbrella body of the Ndibo, both at home and in diaspora, senior officers in this occasion, members of the National Assembly, serving and non-serving, and members elect, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that time is no longer friendly, and at this point it's just for us to do the necessary ritual for the consumption of this kola nut in accordance with the norms and tradition of Ndibo. Ndibo, ekelele m unu. Ekelele m unu. Your Excellency, if I continue to speak English, the kola may start to protest. Sorry, let me recognize the country director and representative of UNIDO, our dear brother who came from Abuja, from the United Nations. So, Henry, I am Honoji Unuwetra. Uguta local government, Unuwetra Oja. So I get Oja go grow from Uguta local government to Imo State. Kaz Ojin Dimo. So, Agmi Bruya, Bujande with a license. Ime ihe ọbụla gbasara this Oji. And then you see Benwo. John and Ken Glory. So I may be the chairman, Council of Traditional Rulers, Imo State. He will now look for his brothers and sisters, both senior and they won't.
Oh, you say Imo State, I kelegi. I say huru fufu huru anungolingo. Manai manokare na 1 year na eso maka onye anya nledo. Na-atụfughị oge. Mmadụ dịka Obi Obinugwu eziro moya. Unu ahụ na ndị Imo Steeti unu ahụ n'ọjị. Ndị eze m unu ahụ n'ọjị. Ndị eze niile Imo Steeti na unu ahụ n'ọjị. Ka anyị họrọ ya ụmụnna anyị bịara abịa. Agba ogidi. Ngwongwo osimiri. Ngwado eze hụrụ ofufu ịhụara na ngolingo. Ị ga-agwatụ anyị okwu.
Ndị Imo ndewo no. Afụgo m ọjị oji olugo m n'anya. Ka m bunye Oni ka o mezue.
Oni.
Received and send it in the name of our Creator and our ancestors.
Biko ụmụnna anyị niile ndị Imo Steeti unu ahụ na esi agba onye isi egbe hụ ka o si eze mbọ. Onye isi anyị wụ gọvanọ eburu ụzọ sụọrọ ya mmadụ niile. Ana m akpọ Eleeze Ugwuta, chairman Ugwuta. Eze Nzeribo nọ ebe a. Ngwa biko bịa bụrụ ọjị a ya bịa ihe anyị nọwụ n'ọnụ mmiri. Amenna dị gara m ibia n'ọnụ mmiri. A na-eme ezere ihe ọla.
Yeah.
Everyone maka everyone knows all them ma anazo one day na ya indugu tamokoma anazo one day na ya chi eba what you say Mogo
Shallow with Arilama. Hockey Guero Darilama. Olulu da Chakela. Mbisero do Nokwana here Edema. Project Lovely Governor Mukoma. Oga Driginam. Are a project friendly governor. The lion of Yemo. On a program Ponono. Sonyo Canada. Who's a man no day, Nalimo one name, Himanaman a day. Who's on them? Is he one Namaka? Is he one Namakanimo? Amazon one day, Naya. Ye in the good time, Okama, Amazon one day, Naya. Hey. Wamba ibudu Chineke me, Wamba idudu Chineke, Oyakwo. Your Excellency, Your Excellency, Vice President Timon Koma, you are welcome. All the people from Abuja, our Hausa brothers, Mona Maku Baraka Deswa, you are welcome, Malimo.
Thank you very much. We're done with the ritual of actually presentation of cola nuts, and I want to thank Prince Henry Okavo, who wonderfully put together, had to join his welcome address and the presentation of cola nuts. Henry, that was wonderful. Thank you very much for that wonderful combination. It is on this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that I will want to bring in to give us a brief background of the Uguta Lake and the Russia River, leading to the concept of the Development and Sea Access Project in Imo State. To do that to us, distinguished ladies, I want to invite to the microphone Joe Marines. Mr. Joe Marines, could you please come to the microphone to give us this brief background of the Uguta Lake and the Russia River, leading to the concept of the Development and Sea Access Project in Imo State. Sir, this way, or you can go to
We appreciate your presence, Vice Admiral Eze Gambo, Chief of Naval Staff. You are welcome. You are welcome. By the rivers of Uguta Lake. Eyes.
Sir, okay. Sir, come this way. The microphone is not working. Could you please come this way? Sorry.
We appreciate your presence, Overall Chief of Defense Staff, General Lerabon. It shall be well with you. Bring it down.
Good afternoon, everybody. We would like to welcome our distinguished guests. We'd like to welcome our distinguished guests, especially our Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, GCFR, Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, and all other senior military and security services officials here present. I'm supposed to give a brief historical background of the Uguta
Lake Area Development Project. The Uguta Lake has been a historical focal point of trade and international and trade between the Uguta community and the communities of the lower Niger Delta. As a matter of fact, this part of the lake, this bank of the lake where we are standing now, is historically referred to as the Calabari Beach. It's not a new name, it's been there for centuries. The whole idea of developing an agenda for the development of the Uguta Lake area is like a rehash of what was historically in operation. Before the advent of colonialism, there was a lot of trade between these parts, all the way down to the riverine areas, the Atlantic coast, and all of that. Essentially, because of the abandonment of this access way, all kinds of illegalities took place, and the waterways became extremely unsafe for the development of economic activity. As a matter of fact, oil production was reduced to almost nothing because of the activities of illegal oil thieves and all of that. Now, the government of Imo State, under the able leadership of distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, quickly realized that any agenda for development for this area cannot really be successful without addressing the critical issue of security. Security underlies everything that we do. As a matter of fact, because of oil bunkering, oil thieves, oil stealing and all that, the revenues of the state accruable from oil went down very, very dramatically. So it was also in the enlightened interest of the state government to look for ways of shoring up revenues by making sure that the activities of oil bunkerers was minimized, if not completely eliminated. It is the belief of His Excellency Governor Hope Uzodimma that this is the way to go. In this regard, he has been able to also convince the federal government of Nigeria to partner with him and see costs why the route, the intervention and the cooperation with the Navy to stem this ugly tide of insecurity is the way to go. What we are flagging off here today is the beginning of a very long process. We're flagging off the commencement of the survey, the pre-dredging survey for the project. His Excellency the Vice President will graciously do that for us and give us the kick required to start that up. When that is finished, we estimate it's going to take about 6-7 weeks to do that. We'll also be doing some environmental and social impact assessment on the selected route of the proposed channel. When we finish that, we'll then commence dredging. I have with me here the representative of the internationally renowned Boskalis Westminster Dredging Company. We know them in Nigeria as Westminster Dredging and Marine Limited, but internationally they are known as Boskalis Westminster. So at the end of the survey and all of that, we'll hand over the data to them, and then they will commence with the dredging activity after making sure that all the T's have been crossed and all the I's dotted. I have with me Engineer Udensi. I'll take the leave of the Vice President and the dignitaries gathered here to have him give a word or two to reassure us that that is the process and that is the way we're going to go. Thank you very much, and once again, welcome to this occasion. Thank you. Engineer Udensi.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Yemi Osinbajo, and His Excellency, the Governor, Senator Hope Uzodimma. I'm here representing Boskalis Westminster Dredging International. Is the #1 dredging company in the world. And here in Nigeria, we are known as Nigerian Westminster Dredging and Marine. And we also have been dredging in Nigeria for the past 70 years and above. So we are here to show our concern, our support to Imo State government, that we are available to go along together with Imo State government to see that this project is achieved in terms of dredging and making it accessible to the Atlantic, that vessels can move from Atlantic and also get to here in Uguta. That's what we've done everywhere in the world, and that's what we should do, and that's what we're going to do here. Thank you, and God bless you.
May we kindly put our hands together once again for them as they make their ways back to their seats. Thank you, sir. At this point, may I humbly request the hydrographer of the Nigerian Navy, Rear Admiral C.E. Okafor, to kindly come forward and give the technical brief. The hydrographer of the Nigerian Navy, sir.
The hydrographer is coming.
Uzodimma, ekele m gị, ya ekele.
The special guest of honor, sir, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yomi Osinbajo. Please permit me to stand on the already established protocol. I am Rear Admiral C.E. Okafor, the hydrographer of the Nigerian Navy and the coordinator of the Uguta Lake, Orashi River Sea Access Development Route. It is with great delight and honor that I present the technical details associated with the development of the sea access route from Uguta Lake to the Atlantic Ocean. Uguta Lake, which is the body of water in front of you by my right there, connects to Orashi River just ahead of us to your left. Orashi River flows south and empties into the Atlantic at many river entrance points. In order to determine the best access route to Uguta Lake, a desktop study and reconnaissance survey were jointly conducted by the Nigerian Navy and Imo State government in 2002, and 2 possible river entrances were selected. These were Sambraro River and New Calabar River near Bonny. The distance from Uguta Lake to Sambraro River is about 248 kilometers. That is about 134 nautical miles. While the distance from Uguta Lake to the New Calabar River is about 258 kilometers. That is 140 nautical miles. Activities to be conducted during the development of sea access route from Uguta Lake to the Atlantic include the pre-dredging hydrographic survey,
the environmental impact assessment, dredging and canalization, as well as installation of navigational aids. This flag-off ceremony today signals the commencement of the first activity, which is pre-dredging survey from Uguta Lake to the sea via Sembrore River or New Calabar River, as the case may be. The pre-dredging survey activity is divided into 5 phases, consisting 14 segments. Data sets to be acquired at the end of the pre-dredging survey activity includes bathymetry, the rate and direction of river flow, water level and tidal range where necessary. There will also be water characteristics study at the sea and river interface. We'll also have to collect seabed topography and texture. Geotechnical analysis of the river banks will also be conducted, and underwater obstruction, pipelines, wrecks, and any metallic objects, bridges, and their clearances, as well as conspicuous navigational significant shore objects, among other data sets, will also be conducted during this phase. These data sets will be acquired with the best standard survey equipment, some of which has been displayed just down the river bank for the special guest of honor to see by the time he goes down to flag off the event. At the end of the pre-dredging survey activity, acquired data sets will be analyzed and comprehensive reports will be rendered to the Imo State government. This will pave the way for the next line of action, which is environmental impact assessment and the actual dredging. With the wealth of experiences acquired by the Nigerian Navy over the past few years, from the various survey campaigns she has engaged in, particularly the recent survey and charting of the lower river Niger, the best international standard survey procedure will be adopted in this project to ensure that sustainable sea access route is provided for Imo State towards facilitating improved maritime security, transportation, and socioeconomic development. On this note, special guest of honor, sir, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank the Chief of Naval Staff for fostering the partnership between the Nigerian Navy and the Imo State government, which has given us the opportunity to be part of this epoch-making event. My team and I shall do our very best to deliver this project as scheduled. Thank you very much, and onwards together.
We can do it better. That is the hydrographer himself. Put your hands together for this great gentleman serving Nigeria.
General Yoira Boy Ekelemgi, Ekele, Chief of Defense Staff, Ekaraka.
Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, permit me, sir, to allow some justified and recognized voices to add to what we are gathered here this afternoon for. And I'm sure these are internationally acclaimed personalities who understand what time is. And so I am sure they will do it as quickly as possible in this assignment. We are talking about goodwill messages to this great event. May I start by inviting a former INEC chairman, Professor Maurice Iwu, to please give us a goodwill message. Professor Maurice Iwu, the microphone goes to him there, and then, thank you very much, as brief as possible. Thanks, sir.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Sibanjo, Your Excellency, our beloved Governor, distinguished Senator, Hope Uzodimma, Your Royal Highness, the Obi of Onitsha, and the other traditional rulers here present, the Chief of Defense Staff, and the other military officers here present. If I go through all the protocol, I think it will take all our time. Mine is just to say thank you. Thank you to Professor Sibanjo. Thank you to our governor. More important, thank you to the military. We need this opening to the sea. It will not only protect us, it will protect our resources. That is the oil that comes from here. It will also protect us from bandits who can easily come through here, but big ships will not be able to come. This is a project that we have for years wanted to take off. But because of one thing or the other, it has not been possible. So I want to thank the Vice President for putting his name in the annals of history, for being the person whose name will be forever and ever pasted here as having opened our gateway to the sea. On behalf of Imo people, we want to say thank you. On behalf of Imo people, we want to say welcome. And thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for coming today to witness this very great occasion. May God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Maurice Iwu. Let me quickly invite Member, House of Representatives, Abombi Sengo Pala Federal Constituency, Honorable Bideke, to add his voice quickly. Yes. At that spot, the microphone was used. Thank you.
Everyone namakano, everyone namakano. I, anazo one naya. Bidi ekemo, anazo one naya. Ice.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Governor, the Executive Governor of Imo State, my highly revered and respected leaders from Imo and Nigeria, highly respected traditional rulers across the nation, my leaders, Ndi Monde Wonu, and speaking on behalf of the National Assembly members from Imo State. Your Excellency, we are solidly behind you for this wonderful project. Your Excellency, you have made us proud. We were of PDP. Your Excellency, the Vice President, just 2 weeks ago, 3 of my colleagues, with all our supporters, 4, numbering over 5,000, defected from PDP to APC. And that was possible because of what our governor is doing in Imo State.
The conqueror, the lion is here. Zabu, Zabu, Eyimba, Eyi.
Your Excellency, let me also make this confession. When we first heard about this Uguta Orashi dredging project, I was in PDP, and we were saying this is just one of those deceits of the 3R government. But today, I am highly, very happy that as a member of APC, it has come to be a reality. And my governor, God will keep you. And until you finish this assignment God has sent you for, no man will remove you from this seat. And it shall be so in Jesus' name. Thank you, Ndemondewonu.
That was the voice of Honorable Bid Eke. May I, on same strength, invite Captain Ihanacho. Captain Ihanacho, with due respect, we invite you to the microphone to add your voice to this professional milestone being witnessed today. Captain Ihanacho, he has the height. Thank you.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. May I recognize the Vice President. Welcome to Imo State. May I recognize His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Imo State. Good afternoon, Your Excellency. May I recognize the masked traditional rulers, the Obi of Onitsha, and all other traditional rulers who are here present. May I recognize the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, all the military men who are gathered here today. It is my great pleasure to be given the assignment of commenting on what Governor Hope Uzodimma has done with inviting us to come and witness the launching of the dredging of the Orashi River. I would like to say very quickly, Your Excellency, you have done an absolutely wonderful thing. You have delivered where past administrations just talked about it. They always talked about it, but they never got around to doing it. I remember a few years ago, and this was well before your predecessor came to office, well before you assumed office, I came down here on a reconnaissance mission to see for myself what the opportunities are that lie for us to dredge and to have an access to the sea. And I remember that on the occasion, the last occasion that I came, I met one gentleman who had spoken earlier on. That's Honorable Dr. Henry, and we were in Osemoto. And I was looking at all the monolithic structures that were there. And I said to him, these structures were not built yesterday. These structures have been here from time immemorial. And he agreed with me. And I said to him, what it proves is that our area has been the center of international commerce for a very long time indeed. And all it will take for us to ignite prosperity in our area is to find a way to dredge all the way to the sea. You recall, Your Excellency, that when you came on board, I came to you and I discussed it again. And I kept on talking about it. And today I am very pleased, Your Excellency, in the way that you have gotten around to doing things. You beat the bullet. You didn't just stand there talking about it. You have done it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you all know what this means for our area. If we have an access to the sea, a lot of the social problems that we have will be gone, because the youth who cause all these problems will be gainfully employed. Either they are working on board the ships, or they are working on board docks, they are working on board anything that is related to the maritime. So it is indeed a very worthy project that you have come here to launch today. Your Excellency, I cannot finish without making comment upon some of the projects that I see that you have embarked upon. I'm from Emekuku, and every time I go there, I see this huge equipment that I've never seen before. Absolutely doing something that other governors had dreamt of doing in the past. That is, dualizing the road all the way to Umuahia. In actual fact, when you come to Emekuku, in between Emekuku and Mbise, you will see construction that is ongoing. Sometimes people come around and say, have they moved the second Niger bridge to Emekuku because of the quality of work that is being done there? Congratulations, Your Excellency. Once again, I'd like to acknowledge all those who took time out from all they should have been doing to come and support us today. We are really very happy, and we are proud that you are supporting us in this enterprise. I'm a master mariner. This is my job. I'll do anything for free. We've got to get this done, and as quickly as possible. Your Excellency, once again, congratulations. God bless all those who came here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nda Captain. Let me quickly do some gender balancing. Mr. Vice President, permit me, sir, to invite Senator Chris Anyanwu. Senator Chris Anyanwu, the microphone rotates to you now. Ladies and gentlemen, please, may we listen attentively. This is a national event. Thank you. I hope the microphone has located distinguished Senator Chris Anyanwu.
Yes, she's by the mic.
Your Excellency, the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, my governor, Senator Hope Uzodimma, Chief of Naval Staff. It's good to see you, Chief of Army Staff, everybody. And Your Royal Highnesses, Abogidi, and the Oni of Ife, and the Chairman, Igbo Council of Ezes, President General Ohaneze, all other protocols observed. Mine is a very quick one. I want to say that this is an emotional occasion for me because this event is something that predated the Senator Uzodimma's tenure. The idea started before he came. But he is a man that is able to capture the vision and to run with an idea, and today we are here. I speak as the former chairman, Navy, Senate Committee on Navy, and Navy is my family in the federal government. During my tenure, we saw the prospect of Uguta. I wrote a lengthy paper as to why Navy should come and locate a base here. And in fact, on one occasion, the entire top brass of the Navy, they flew in here with about 5 helicopters. We reviewed the plane. We landed at the golf course, looked at some facility owned by Gogonwa Kuche, looked at other things. They were excited. What was there was enough for them to take off. But you see, you have to have a man of vision in authority on the local level. So the idea petered off. The Navy couldn't bite into what they were throwing on the line. And so when Senator Uzodimma came and mentioned it, I said, yes, go for it. And I want to thank you, Senator Uzodimma. I want to thank you, Navy, for partnering with this laudable project. I thank you, the Vice President, for sparing time to witness this. This is a good thing for Nigeria. It's a good thing for Nigeria. It will open up the hinterlands. It will create a lot of jobs. It will, make this area safer. It will make commerce grow. It is good for Nigeria. It is worth investing in. Mr. Vice President, I plead with you, when you go back, please ask Mr. President to please drop some money for this so that it can be finished, so that this can be realized in no short, distant future. I want to say that I'm so honored to be part of this ceremony today, and I want to thank everybody who's here. On behalf of Imo State, again, let me join Professor Iwu in thanking all of you for being here. Thank you, Hope, and thank you, everybody.
That was the voice of Senator Chris Anyanwu. The build-up in front of His Excellency, the Vice President, in front there, is not so decent. This is a national event, and for the cameras, let me go ahead and invite the former governor of Imo State, Dr. Ikedi Ohakim, His Excellency, to add his voice to this moment of history. Dr. Ikedi Ohakim.
Chief Ikedi, even one night, even one night, Bujingidi, even Yeleja, Mandi Karaka.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, our amiable Governor, our distinguished traditional rulers, the President General of Ohaneze Ndibo, Chief Emmanuel Iwanyanwu, Honorable Ministers, especially the Honorable Minister for Trade and Industry, the Great Adebayo, the Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, our great leaders, Professor Morris Iwa, our senators, members of the National Assembly, great people of Imo and Southeast, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Mine is to give goodwill message, and I hereby give goodwill message, and my goodwill message has been given. But be that as it may, the past speakers have captured the importance of this project. Mine is to put it on history that our governor, Governor Hope Uzodimma, is a big thinker. It's only big thinkers that can think of projects that will go beyond the administration. If you see the projects he has put his teeth upon, you can see the projects that people are beginning to get surprised. Why is this man biting more than he can chew? But I can tell you he has not even started biting. I want to seize this opportunity to appeal to my people of Ndimo that the best way, the best thing we can do for this project to move forward is to give our total support to our governor. And that is why I am here today. The first written study for this project was dated 1959. Within the 100 kilometers of this project is where you have the most rich alluvial soil in the whole of West Africa, dating about 1 million years. So opening up this route will open up the best agricultural land in the whole of West Africa. And if you check the study will confirm it. So many things, so many obstacles have made this project impossible to realize. But when our governor came in, he started dismantling the obstacles one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, and one after the other. Your Excellency, I want to join millions of Nigerians to compliment you for this wonderful step. I want to also thank the federal government, represented here by our Vice President and the President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, for giving you the needed support. You warmed yourself to the federal government in an impeccable way, and the federal government has always cooperated with you and the people of Imo State. I want to thank everybody here present and congratulate all of us here that we have become part of history. History is being made here today, and you have to thank your star that you have become part of that history. I thank my God that I'm part of that history today. All we need to do is to cooperate with our governor. If we do not do that, in the next 50 years, this project will not take up again. All we need is to give him support, to compliment him, to thank him for what he has done, to continue to pray for him and the people of Imo State, so that this project and numerous other projects he has undertaken will see the light of the day. I want to thank you. I want to thank you and thank you for coming. God bless all of you.
Uzodimma, ekele m gị, ekele.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me at this point in time to remind us that the gentleman sitting with us here is the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Rabo CFR, not the Chief of Army Staff. Maintaining the tempo of the goodwill messages, may I humbly invite the Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Barrister, Right Honorable Barrister Emeka Nduka. Please do me a favor and make it as brief as possible. Thank you.
The Vice President of our country, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, our beloved, courageous, performing, visionary,
victorious, God-fearing, God-sent governor of Imo State. Most distinguished Senator Hope. The Chief of Naval Staff, the Chief of Defense Staff, all high-class military men in our midst, high-class traditional rulers in our midst. Permit me to stand on already established protocol. Your Excellency, this is a landmark project that will definitely stand the test of all times. Your Excellency, you have been able to do what others before you could not do. Your Excellency, will continue to support you and will continue to pray for you. We all know that the dredging of Uguta Lake to Atlantic Ocean will definitely open the maritime industry of our dear state. I know what that means. Your Excellency, will continue to pray for you, and the good people of Imo State will definitely bring you back to finish what you have started after 11th November 2023. On behalf of myself and the people of 9th House, Imo State House of Assembly, once more we welcome our Vice President for making our time to come. Thank you, and may God bless all of us.
You are a game changer.
Thank you, Felix. Thank you very much. On this note, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I move away a little bit from the high regimentation and move to the traditional institution. May I respectfully invite the Oni of Ife to add a royal voice to this great event. The microphone goes to the royal father at this time. Thank you.
Imo State in Germany today is a very big day.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of our dear nation, the drummer, the performing governor. Today, I am the happiest Nigerian standing in front of you. And I have a reason to say that. Please permit me to stand on all already established protocol. I call the governor the drummer, and it has a meaning. And I'm happy the entire Indigbo, not only Imo State, they now see what I'm talking about. When you drum and you listen to a beautiful music, it will edify your soul. When you do fantastic projects for the people that you serve, for the people you govern over, it builds a legacy for you. And that's the meaning of a drummer. 7 years ago, to be very specific, he was a senator. And I have so much admiration, I still have it for him today. He was in PDP then. He said, Kabiyesi, we need to do something. I know where I'm going. I have a very clear vision for my people in Igbo land and particularly Imo. I want to get closer to the Vice President of the country because I have some very strategic projects that we need the executive. You know, I'm on the other camp. I'm a PDP member. So he gave me the assignment. I am happy Obinugu is here. Jaja of Okobo unfortunately couldn't make it today. So he told me I should go ahead and make this thing happen. We went to the presidency. I went to speak with my very own vice president of this country. And he told me, Kabiyesi, this is very good, but you know he's in the other camp. We have to be careful and make sure that we do things right. And look at it today. The two of them are seated together, the same camp, and doing great things for people of Imo State and the entire Igbo land. In the Igbo, you don't know the governor you have. I know him very well. He's very restless. He's very focus-driven. He's very energetic. He wants to make a legacy for himself. He wants to do great things that people have never done before. One of it is what we are all experiencing today. Later on, I now spoke with the vice president of our their country. So what do you think about Senator Uzodimma? Say Kabiyesi is actually a fantastic man. I am quoting him and he knows what I'm talking about. Because I put him under so much pressure for him to actually put that differential in party affiliation. Let's look at our people. But I understand him. You know, he's a professor and he likes to be very careful, very, very meticulous. When he speaks like this, he's a powerful orator. So I understand him. But our dear drummer, Senator Hope Uzodimma, did not relent. He didn't relent. Today, I am one of the happiest Nigerians experiencing the flag off of this project. And I want to assure every citizens, every sons and daughter of Imo State that this project has come to stay. This is not now that he's been thinking of it. I mentioned 7 years ago, he was not even the governor of the state. He was just a senator in PDP. And he's been thinking aloud. So we need to have visionary leaders. And today, right under the sun, I am proud to be associated with Senator Hope Uzodimma, the drummer of our time. Keep drumming, and we will all continue to dance and listen to your beautiful and sonorous music. God bless you. God bless Imo State. God bless the entire Indigo. And God bless our dear country, Nigeria. Congratulations.
Imo State in Doma, Imo State in Doma. In the history of Imo State,
thank you,
today is the first time different kinds of politicians I've never seen Ikedo Hakim together with Chris Anyanwu, together with Captain Iheanacho, together with Bideke in one function on one Ibakalanate.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, to maintain the level of royalty, may the microphone now switch royally to Obi of Onitsha, Agogidi. Thank you.
Don't worry. Keep it.
Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, Your Excellency, our Governor, please may I stand on established protocol, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, officers and men, traditional rulers, I'll be very brief, and my remarks are actually based on nostalgia. I have to face the camera. Based on nostalgia, because some 600 years ago, my hometown, Onitsha, was founded by Eze Chima, our founding father, and his 3 sons. The third of his sons was named Dei, who lived in Onitsha, had his family there, and moved part of his family to Oguta, to found Oguta. That's the connection between Onitsha and Oguta. So we are brothers and sisters. And in the olden days, it is the river and the lake that was a connection between all of us. And of course, if you look at the map of Oguta today, you see Calabari Beach, from where palm oil and other produce, primary products were shipped from here to the coast to be shipped abroad. So in effect, Oguta was
ocean port in those days. And that is what Onwa, in his vision, is re-establishing today. Thank goodness Onitsha also has a river port that is going to run vessels to the ocean, and we have to dredge the Niger. So, Onwa, what you're doing this time around is to restore the relationships, both commercial and family, that existed some 600 years ago. And I'm not surprised that you're doing that, because you are also our in-law, and by extension, you are our son. So, Buko, Jidekiji, I work with you below the radar screen on matters of security and peace building, and you know what we do at that level. And we've achieved tremendous results, but still, there's a lot of work to be done. And I have to say that of all the governors of the Southeast, please, well, you can quote me, he's been most cooperative with us in the work we do, traditional rulers and religious leaders. So, just to wish you well, that this project will succeed, and to plead with everybody else on His Excellency, our Vice President, to make sure, to help us make it work, because it's a project for Nigeria, it's a project for the whole world. Thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with a deep sense of duty, could you please join me as I welcome to the microphone as the next speaker, within the confines of 2 minutes, the Honorable Minister for Industry, Trade and Investment, Otumba Richard Adeniyi Adebayo, to please take the microphone. The microphone now rotates to the Otumba Richard Adeniyi Adebayo, Honorable Minister, Ministry of Trade, Industry and Investment, sir.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency the Vice President, Your Excellency the Governor of Imo State, the Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, Your Royal Highnesses, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to be here today. My first knowledge of this project came from His Excellency the Governor. I'm sure those of you who know him know that he had a habit of making phone calls late at night. Apparently, he had put in an application for a special economic zone status for this project, and it had been sent to my office. And he called me one midnight and started asking me about it. I did not know what he was talking about, and then he insisted that he would come to see me in the office to explain exactly what he wanted, which he did. Thereafter, he never for once let go of me. He kept insisting that he wanted this status for this project. Honestly, even reading what had been prepared, I did not have a full understanding of what this project was all about. However, I did my recommendation to His Excellency the President and sent it to his President's office. But it is only today that I have come here that I have a full understanding of exactly what this governor is trying to do. Honestly, I am still overwhelmed. I still don't understand how he's going to do it. First of all, to even get the Navy, the Nigerian Navy, to work with him and partner with him to put this project together on its own is a feat. When I saw him today, the first question I asked him, how are you going to afford to fund this project? He said, my brother, don't worry, we have worked it out. Honestly, all I can say is, honestly, I wish you all the best with this project. I think it is one project that will bring a lot of economic prosperity to the people here. As has been pointed out, it will do a lot in terms of security of the area. People of Imo, I congratulate you. Your governor, I have a name for him. And he is living up to his name. Key. Your Excellency, the hope of Imo. Congratulations. Key.
Thank you very much. Thank you, please. Thank you, Honorable Minister. May the microphone now go to the #1 Igbo man worldwide, the President General Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, Engineer Dr. Emmanuel Iwanyanwu.
Iwanyanwu Ndiga Biawo, Aya Biawo. anya biawo, anya biawo eze.
Am I all right? Okay. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, a very good friend of Igbo people, we welcome you. Our beloved son, our Governor, Hope Uzodimma, a great achiever, we are very grateful to you. We have the Oni of Ife. Oni of Ife, let me take liberty to say thank you. Thank you. As I stand here and speaking for about 60 million Igbo people, I'm speaking for them. Oni of Ife, Igbos never forget those who actually support them and help them. I've listened to your comments at various times. At all times, you have stood up for us. Oni of Ife, we are very grateful. And I'm hearing for the first time that you played a role in getting this historic project to the point of being actualized. We have here, of course, your brother, one of the biggest monarchs in Igbo land, the Oni of Onitsha, but also the Chief of Defense Staff, Irabo, who is one of our beloved sons. He is lucky, he's a son of Igbo land. And we are very happy you are here. Please, I will beg to rest on existing protocol. This is a very historic event. Many years ago, I was young, and I played a lot of part in developments. This project has been conceived by many past governments without any success. But today, we are gathered together on this soil to see the takeoff of this project. All speakers say it is historic. Indeed, all of us here are making history. Vice President, we thank you. Your name is going to appear in gold, and Igbo people, both born and unborn, will know that you are a friend. Last week, I was excited, and many of you too were excited, when a federal teaching hospital was established to be attached to a federal university. This is a dream we have nurtured for many years. But who made it to be realized? Hope Uzodimma. For many years, we have pleaded to make Alvan Ikoku a federal university, because it's one of the pioneer schools of education, higher education in Nigeria. All the other ones are now universities. A past government even approved it, but hadn't the courage to produce it, to get it actualized. But now, it has been actualized. And who made it possible? Uzodimma. Now, you see, if you go around Imo State, you will see a lot of projects. And then coming to our president, I would like the vice president to please, when you go, tell Buhari we are very grateful. When he took office, we were not happy. We complained. But today, at the point of departure, things have changed. I can see that Onitsha Bridge, the Niger Bridge, is completed. I can see that in most states, a lot has been done. For instance, in Ebonyi State, federal government has taken over the teaching hospital, taken over even an airport. Here in Imo State, a lot has been done for us. Even in Enugu, the Enugu airport. So I would like you to tell our son, Buhari, that we are very grateful. And I want Buhari to realize that he is an Igbo son, honorary Igbo man. He has been honored by some Igbo states. I think Imo State have honored him. I think Ebonyi have honored him. Others have honored him. Chieftaincy title in Igbo land is taken very serious. You have to help us tell Buhari that he is an Igbo son. He is a member of Ohaneze and Igbo by this honor given to him. And when I'm speaking here today, I'm also speaking on his behalf. We are very grateful for what he has done. But before he goes, whatever he can do to bring this thing, to make sure this project succeeds, will be highly appreciated. This project is very important, not just to Imo, but to the whole Igbo people. I want to tell you that last week I had a call, a Zoom meeting with Igbos in Europe. They talked about this project. On Saturday, I had a Zoom meeting with Igbos in America. They talked about this and they promised to raise money to fund it, if need be. I've got calls from Igbos in South Africa, from Igbos in China. So Igbo people everywhere are interested in this. Your Excellency, Hope Uzodimma, you are in the heart of all Igbos. I'm telling all, I was a politician. I have resigned. I'm not in any political party. It doesn't pay anybody to continue criticizing for no just cause. When we praise Hope Uzodimma, we are mentioning specifically what he has done. I think APC, you are lucky to have him. Your campaign is easy. The most difficult thing is for campaign for a governor who has achieved nothing. Hope have achieved a lot. So it is easy for you to campaign for him. Please, finally, our Vice President, tell our brother, our son Buhari, that Ohaneze and Igbo, the over 60 million Igbos request that he should release Nnamdi Kanu. He should release Nnamdi Kanu. Igbos are not seceding. I don't see why anybody should say Igbos are seceding. Igbos are everywhere. We have investments. Are we going to leave our investments? So please, I am passing this message to him because he is my president in Nigeria. But in the Ohaneze, he has been honored by us and he's a member. So he's my subject there. I am now telling him that Nnamdi Kanu should be released before he departs. We are going to be very grateful. Meanwhile, I want to thank all of you and I wish you all safe journey home. Thank you.
Thank you. Key.
Thank you very much, sir. At this point, may I most respectfully invite the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral A.Z. Gambo, Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, Admiralty Medal, to kindly come forward to deliver his goodwill message. The Chief of Naval Staff, sir.
Today is bright, the bright conference. Oh, happy day in Ugutalek. Today is bright, the bright conference. Oh, happy day. Ice.
Our special guest of honor, Your Excellency,
Volume.
Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, the Deputy Governor of Imo State, Professor Placid Njoku, and other members of the State Executive and Security Council of Imo State here present, the Chief of Defense Staff of Nigeria, General Lucky Irabo, Commander of the Federal Republic, the Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Emeka Nduka, and other members here present, our royal fathers present, especially His Imperial Majesty Adeyeye Eniton Babatunde Ogunwusi Ojaja II, Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, the Oni of Ife, His Majesty Igwe Nna Emeka Alfred Ugochukwu Achebe, Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, the Obi of Onitsha, His Royal Majesty Dr. E.C. Okeke, Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, Chairman Imo State Traditional Council, elder statesmen here present, especially our Revered Chief Emmanuel Wanyao, CFR, OFR, MFR, Deputy Whip, House of Representatives, Honorable Nkiru Onyejiocha, former members of National Assembly here present and former governors, Senator Chris Anyao, our honored guests, members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm. I am delighted to address this distinguished audience on this important and historic occasion of the flag-off ceremony of the hydrographic survey of the Oguta Lake, Orashi River, Degema to the Atlantic Ocean. Pertinently, Nigeria's maritime environment, comprising inland and offshore waters, have remained a source of food and means of livelihood to coastal communities as well as the nation at large. It is also an indispensable medium for transportation of goods and services. History has it that during the colonial era, Nigeria's inland waters, including the river route from Oguta Lake to the Atlantic Ocean, were extensively used for trade by the British colonial government. Unfortunately, the river route from Oguta Lake to the Atlantic Ocean via Orashi River has remained largely underutilized since independence due to underdevelopment to support safe navigation by sundry vessels. Currently, the river access route from Oguta to the Atlantic is neither surveyed nor charted. Additionally, the route has never been dredged, and there are no navigational aids to facilitate safe navigation. This exposed the river route for utilization by criminals to perpetrate all kinds of nefarious acts, economic sabotage, and other maritime crimes. It is against this background that the Nigerian Navy secured approval of the Nigerian Navy Board 4 of 2021 to establish a naval base here in Oguta. Accordingly, Naval Base Oguta, on whose premises we are gathered, commenced operation in August 2021 through the support of the federal government and the good people of Imo State and its government. I am glad to mention that since the establishment of the base, illegal bunkering and crude oil theft along Oguta Lake to the Atlantic Ocean significantly reduced by 65%. Notwithstanding this achievement, operational review analysis reveals existence of maritime security gaps. This was attributed to the inability of the Nigerian Navy to deploy its bigger vessels to patrol the Axis due to non-navigational route for the bigger platforms. This prompted execution of a memorandum of technical cooperation between the Nigerian Navy and Imo State government on 8 December 2022 to develop Oguta Lake and Orashi River access to the Atlantic Ocean. A critical activity involved in the development of the access route is the comprehensive pre-dredging survey from the lake to the sea. Consequently, pre-dredging hydrographic survey of this critical river access could not have come at a better time than now. The route is undoubtedly critical because successful completion dredging will provide the Nigerian Navy opportunity to deploy bigger platforms that will patrol from the Atlantic Ocean to the hinterland up to Oguta Lake. Obviously, this will fill observed maritime security gaps along the river, thereby providing enabling environment for wealth generation and other legitimate maritime activities. This will boost socio-economic development of Imo State with attendant positive impacts on Nigeria's economy. To this end, I want to assure support of the Nigerian Navy, on whose shoulders lies security of Nigeria's maritime environment, as well as to produce updated charts that would culminate the next phase of the project, which is dredging of the river access route. On this note, I want to appreciate the tremendous recapitalization of the Nigerian Navy by the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, which has enhanced capacity of the Nigerian Navy to provide effective hydrographic service delivery for improved maritime security towards sustainable economic development of Nigeria. I also wish to thank the government of Imo State and its good people under the astute leadership of His Excellency, Governor Hope Uzodinma, for partnering with the Nigerian Navy. We remain immensely grateful. I am optimistic that the Nigerian Navy is fully poised to provide needed support for security and actualization of Oguta Lake and Orashi River development and access to the sea project. To the host communities along the river banks, I implore you all to take ownership of this project, as it will surely impact positively on your collective and individual security, as well as socio-economic development of all your areas. For the Nigerian Navy Survey Team, I know that you have what it takes to deliver on this important mandate. Therefore, I wish you fair winds and safe survey operations. Let me end this remark by acknowledging our esteemed invited guests. I thank you all for coming and wish us all journey mercy back to our respective destinations. As we always say in the Nigerian Navy, onwards together. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. At this juncture, may I humbly crave your indulgence to most respectfully call on the Chief of Defense Staff General Leo Irabo, Commander of the Order of Federal Republic, to deliver his goodwill message. The Chief of Defense Staff, sir.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Imo State, may I crave your indulgence to write on the already established protocol. Over history, nations around the world have established their militaries to undertake the responsibility of providing safety and security for their people. But beyond that primary responsibility is having to undertake tasks that aggregate to the development of the nation. Today, what we are witnessing is actually seen beyond the facade of war fighting to which the armed forces is engaged in. And that's why I'd like to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, for understanding the critical role of the military, and in this case, the Nigerian Navy, identifying the resources available which can add up in no small measure to economic development as a subset of creating the right environment for the liberty and freedoms of our peoples. Today, I'd like to say that what we are witnessing, and indeed what the project certainly will end up in, will significantly improve on the security of not just this environment, but equally the economic stability of every of the communities along the riverbank that this project will be touching. I know quite a lot has been said regarding the spin-offs that we derive from this project, but let me take this liberty to let you know that the armed forces of Nigeria have the responsibility and indeed the ability to be able to contribute beyond war fighting, beyond having to engage in internal security operations, which is actually within the premise of the police. There are resources available which, when appropriately synchronized and utilized, will see us as a nation increase significantly in terms of our development. And I'm glad that this platform that the Imo State government has provided will be the springboard upon which many other engagements that the armed forces will be contributing as part of its effort in ensuring that Nigeria becomes much better than what we find today. And I'm delighted to be a part of it, and I'd like to once again thank you, and by extension thank the special guest of honor, and of course His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, who, the President of Nigeria, who of course has given us the leverage to be able to build our capacities that has made it possible for us to make this contribution in this regard. On that note, let me once again thank you and wish that the project will be successfully completed. Thank you and God bless.
You look past man, sing some Sherman, you jump for your love. You look beyond me, oh. You look beyond him, oh. He's the one. You have shown mercy. You have shown mercy.
Bring it down. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, permit me, sir, that in the wisdom of the Governor of Imo State, some sons and daughters of Nigeria were put together to arrange this event under the chairmanship of his able chief of staff, Barrister Nnamdi Aniehi. But permit me, sir, to invite the Pro-Chancellor and the Chairman Governing Council, Imo State University, a son of the soil, Ogbuagu Ernest Nwapa, to give a very brief vote of thanks before I invite the chief host for his address. Ernest Nwapa Ogbuagu, please, a very brief vote of thanks. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Vice President of our dear country, Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Your Royal Highnesses, the Oni of Ife, Abogidi, Honorable Minister of Industries, the President General Ohanese, past governors of Imo State, my own senator. I speak today on behalf of the Ezigwe of Uguta and the Privy Council of which I'm a member. We want to very heartily thank His Excellency. And it will just have been a very easy thing for me to do, to say thank you and go and sit down to save time. But I think it's important to highlight a few important things about this ceremony and what we are doing today. In fact, when I look at the front row, I find that everybody has had something to do with Uguta historically. And I want to say that as a young man growing up in this town, the history of this town, in fact, where we're having this ceremony is like where the British system operated from. And this town, as I've said several times, had the first refinery, the first oil refinery in Nigeria, and the first seaport in this part of the country. It was in that beach over there that the Eastern regional trade flourished. All the palm kernel trade started from here. So what we're doing today is a reenactment of something that stopped for over 80 years. And it's not because people have not wanted to do it. Everybody that has come to govern this state has found it necessary. In 1975, the ASICA administration, around 1974-75, found it necessary to build a golf course here and a motel. It was not a local motel, it was not for Imo State, it was for international use. That hotel has been run down, but today it's playing a very important role. So when people ask me, Ernest, is this dredging thing going to happen? They are thinking of the past system with Chief Hope Uzodimma, the Onwa Oyoko. We know, I know, because I did not know him from today. I knew him when he was a young contractor coming to NNPC to look for work. And he will pitch his tent on contracts that were reserved for people like Julius Berger. And I will tell him, oh, why don't you come and do some of these other contracts that, and he will say, no, leave it, I will do it. So I always call him Onyemeri. The meaning of Onyemeri is a winner. Yeah. So when he told me about this Uguta project, I sit down in many clubs and people tell me, how can you do this thing? Where is the channel? And I said to them, once it's hope, I'm going to support it and I'm going to do everything for my people to get back Uguta. Because we've nearly lost Uguta. Uguta is so significant that the Royal Niger Company had a warehouse. 5 companies of the British mold were here. This is where, as a young boy, I saw families from Onitsha, Asaba, Port Harcourt, Calabari coming here to trade and live here. Now, what we see in Uguta is illegal bunkering until again, the same hope brought the Navy here. I had to move out of my house because I couldn't understand. I was dying of the smell of diesel. So, once again, let me say that the steps you've taken, Your Excellency, are very systematic. First of all, when you said Navy was coming, it was like a joke because Navy has had land in Uguta for more than 20 years. Navy has been coming here, like Senator Chris Anyanwu said. Even when the Chief of Naval Staff came here, did everything, it didn't happen. But it was so tough that when they came and they had obstructions, you even told me to house them in my hotel. So that's a man who wants to do something. And now they are using facilities that are makeshift to run the thing. Now getting a free trade zone, my Egbon Nii, that is working on it, please, we have to follow him bumper to finish everything before he goes out.
Thank you.
Because I can tell you that a place like Ladol was ordinary swamp. But once they got a free trade zone license, all the business in the oil industry went to that place. And I want to say that this port and this dredging thing will not only help us with security. There are so many proposals for investments along the banks, but people keep asking, how do we evacuate? Once this thing happens, my Uguta people, please listen very carefully. Get ready to benefit and help us to thank the government and the people of Imo State, and most especially the Vice President and our own dear President, Muhammadu Buhari, for giving us this opportunity to see Uguta coming back to life again. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point in time, let me request all of us to please be orderly. If you have provision for seats or canopies, you go into it and allow proper sighting of everything that is arranged for this event. Your Excellency, Mr. Vice President, if you look towards the waters, you can see this community, Uguta, they are performing dances already on the sea since you came in here. At this point in time, I want to invite your chief host, the man who has the vision, who continues to give Imo people the hope that tomorrow could be better than today. Ladies and gentlemen, a man of vision, a man who has translated from nothing to something. Many years ago, Federal Road Safety called this land of hope, without knowing that one day hope will be the governor. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I invite His Excellency, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodimma, to the podium.
Chinekemka, Asimgika, Chinekemka, Asimgika, Onye binigwe, Chine merimumma, Onye dika China zempirim, Obonye yiri papa nkeligwe, Eze bube nareke nime, Okwa gisi ni ige buru yibwai, Isi ni gabu kama oyoko, Odo ni rugi, Ko kento keni megi. Aye.
Your Excellency, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, GCON, Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Right Honorable Speaker, Imo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Barrister Emeka Nduka, distinguished senators in our midst, the Deputy Chief Whip, Federal House of Representatives, Right Honorable Nkiru Onyejocha, members of the National Assembly, serving and non-serving, inclusive of members-elect, members of Imo State House of Assembly, using the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Amariwaya, as a point of contact, including members-elect of Imo State House of Assembly, the Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment, Otumba Ni Adebayo, Your Excellency Chief Ikedo Hakim, former Governor of Imo State, the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral A.Z. Gambo, the Deputy National Chairman of the largest party in Black and White Africa, APC, Southern Region, Chief Emma Enuku, sitting with the State Chairman of our great party, Chief MacDonald Ebere, PhD, the Secretary to the Government of Imo State, Chief Cosmos Iwu, the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Barrister Nnamdi Anyehe, members of Imo State Expanded Executive Council, the President General Ohaneze Ndigbo Worldwide, our great leader, Chief Engineer Isi Iwayaun, senior military officers in our midst, all government and political appointees, heads of security agencies in Imo State, heads of paramilitary organizations in Imo State, revered and respected traditional rulers in Nigeria, His Royal Majesty, the Obi of Onitsha, His Royal Majesty, the Oni of Ife, the Chairman, Imo State Council of Traditional Rulers, His Royal Highness Eze Isi Okeke, the Chairman of our most respected Imo Elders Council, His Royal Highness Eze C.I. Ilomaya, His Deputy and the Executive, and all other members of the Elders Council of Imo State in our midst. Your Royal Highnesses, Ndi Eze, distinguished Imo leaders and stakeholders, captains of industries in our midst, representatives of international organizations, our investment partners and technical partners, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a historic and joyous day for the government and people of Imo State. I'm particularly excited that no less a personality than our beloved brother and the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, is here. He's here with other dignitaries, distinguished, to mark and celebrate this joyous occasion with us. This former flag-off of the Hydrographic survey and dredging of the proposed sea route from Oguta Lake to Rachi River up to Degama and indeed the Atlantic Ocean is a dream come true. It can be likened or compared to the successful birth of a baby after a very long period of gestation and a very long period of expectation. But as the saying goes, God's time is always the best. And to the glory of Almighty God, the much expected glorious day has come. Our immeasurable gratitude goes to President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, through whom God has made this day possible. We thank the President of Nigeria. We thank him for so many things he has done to the people of Imo State and indeed in Igbo. We thank him for the approval to locate a naval base in Oguta, Imo State. We thank him for the upgrade of Federal Medical Center Owerri to a University Teaching Hospital to enable students of Federal University of Technology Owerri handle their clinical trainings. We thank him for the upgrade of our Avanico College of Education to Federal University of Education. We thank him also for approving our palm oil industrialization program, which allows us to replant the other palm plantation, install basic refineries and industries that will use palm oil as a raw material. And within the 5 years period, we will wait for the newly planted trees to grow. He gave us an approval to import 500,000 metric tons of palm oil for use by the industries under Imo State Backward Integration Program. We can't thank him enough. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we salute your generosity, your concern. We thank you for the support you gave to us to recover Imo State from the hands of bandits. Mr. President, our joy knows no bound. At this juncture, let us pause to formally and most warmly welcome the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, for agreeing to be here in person today, despite his busy schedule, for the concern and support he has given to me and the people of Imo State since my assumption into office as the governor of Imo State. I want to thank the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, for being here today despite the shortness of the notice issued to him. Like the President General of Ohanese have said, he is our brother, one of our best and brightest. The Chief of Naval Staff, we must thank you on behalf of the government and people of Imo State for the support, for the concern, for rescuing us from the hands of criminals, for the rugged way you fought crude oil theft in our waterways. We want to thank you, and through you, the Nigerian Navy. The Minister of Trade and Investment, Otumbani Adebayo, I want to thank you, and I assure you, the way we will do the project is not going to be a magic, but it may be a miracle. We are going to do that through public-private partnership. We are not going to rely solely on government budget. All other dignitaries who are here for this historic occasion, I want to thank you. May the good Lord Almighty bless and reward all of you for the various roles you played in making this project possible. You would all remember, by posterity, you will be remembered for the roles you have played to facilitate this project. As a matter of fact, many of my predecessors had tried to achieve this project for the benefit of Nigeria and Imo State. However, this project could not take off, probably because President Buhari was not the president, and maybe because Admiral Awal Gambo was not the Chief of Army Naval Staff. It could also be because Hope Uzodinma was not the governor of Imo State. But today, Through the mercy of God Almighty, this project has seen the light of the day. The project being flagged off today is a harbinger of several other multifaceted development projects encapsulated in security and economic development. Before diving into this phase, which we are flagging off today, we conducted a number of preliminary studies that involved a detailed geophysical, bathymetric, and geotechnical survey of the entire Uguta Lake and its immediate tributaries. Desktop studies and verification of satellite-derived imagery were also conducted. The survey being flagged up today, however, involves the determination and mapping of the existing water depths all through the proposed sea route from Uguta Lake to Orash to Degema and finally to the Atlantic Ocean. As a young man, I was very familiar with Uguta Lake and its environs. I recollect that it served as a trading post between the people of Uguta and other members of the Niger Delta region. As we grew up, we also read the history and stories of the activities of foreign companies, such as the Royal Niger Company. As a matter of fact, the Royal Niger Company brought their ships and boats to take away raw materials and other produce from this area. The trade was such that we even had Calabari and Opobo sheds. By the way, just before us is a solid relic sitting there. That was the office of the Royal Niger Company that was built in 1929. And when it was built, it has stayed there up to date. The same roof, the same structure, everything in there. The government of Imo State has commenced its rehabilitation, and upon completion, it will be handed over to Nigerian Navy for use. This will complement the 18-hole golf course just a few meters away from here, which we shall all also revive as a recreational facilities for the officers and men of the Nigerian Navy and members of the public. Basically, this axis provided an economic platform for the entire Niger Delta people. However, and unfortunately, with the exploration of crude oil, illegal oil bunkers, oil thieves took over the routes. And because the water was no longer deep enough due to long time of siltation over the years, it became almost impossible for security agencies to employ the requisite ships to checkmate the hoodlums. In a nutshell, the hydrographic survey and the dredging, which is a prelude to the clearance of the entire route, will serve the dual purpose of engendering economic development and maritime security. Let me thank the Naval High Command for the partnership in this project, alongside other members of the consortium whose expertise will reinvigorate and sustain the thorough execution of this project. I am confident and optimistic that the people of Southeast will experience economic boom when this project is fully realized. This will manifest not only in increased trade activities, but also in the form of additional employment opportunities for citizens of Imo State and indeed the Southeast region as a whole. What we are doing here today is to sow the seeds of unquantifiable employment and economic opportunities for the future. And this project alone can make the Southeast region a robust, self-sufficient economy. And there is no better time to do this than a time like this, when our economy is in urgent need of diversification. To further boost the economy of the region, my administration intends to establish an industrial cluster around the region to trigger industrial development. The emphasis shall be on the industries that will use the large gas deposits in the area as raw materials for production. As you know, Imo State has the largest gas deposit in Nigeria today. Incidentally, President Muhammad Buhari has approved only a few days ago, both as a trade-free zone for the region, as well as a palm oil development and industrialization program which Imo State proposed to him. This sits well with the Niger Delta area. The biggest palm industry in Africa, the other palm, is located in the region. So the cluster industries we plan to establish will not target only gas as a raw material, but also oil palm as well. On the other hand, the cultural ties between the people of Southeast and the people of South-South will be strengthened through bilateral trade that will resume along the coastal areas. And finally, our security forces will be more equipped to track down the oil thieves, thereby boosting legitimate commerce and shoring up the revenue that accrues to the country through public-private partnership. It is indeed my hope that sometime in the future, we will all look back and remember this day as the day we all collectively unburdened the economic potentials of this uniquely endowed region of the country. It is on this happy note that I, the Governor of Imo State, on behalf of the people and good people and government of Imo State, most respectfully invite His Excellency, Mr. Vice President, to graciously proceed to flag off the hydrographic survey and the dredging of the proposed sea route from Oguta Lake to Orash to Degema and the Atlantic Ocean. I want it on record that the government and people of Imo State will not rely on federal government budget for this project. We will rely on Imo State and private sector to fund this project to fruition. May God bless all of us as the Vice President comes.
I can see everything turning around, everything turning around, everything turning around. Nemo State, I can see everything turning around, everything, oh, everything, oh, turning around. Nemo State.
Thank you very much. Please sit. Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma, members of the National Assembly present, especially the Deputy Whip, the Honorable Nkiruka Onyejiocha, and Honorable Eugene Dibiagu, the Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment, Otumbani Adebayo, the Deputy Governor of Imo State, Professor Placid Njoku, and other members of the State Executive and Security Council present, Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, CFR, Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Zubairu Gambo, CFR, the Speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly, the Right Honorable Emeka Nduka, and other members present. Royal Fathers present, especially His Imperial Majesty Adeyeye Enito Ogunwusi, Ojaja II, OFR, the Oni of Ife. His Majesty Igwe Nnaemeka Alfred Ugochukwu Achebe, CFR, the Obi of Onitsha. His Royal Majesty Dr. E.C. Okeke, CFR, Chairman, Imo State Traditional Council. Elder statesmen present, especially the President General of the Ohaneze Ndigbo, Chief Emmanuel Nwayawu, CFR, OFR, MFR, the Deputy National Chairman South of the APC, Chief Emma Eneku, former Governor of Imo State, Chief Ikedi Hakim, former members of the National Assembly present, especially Senator Chris Anyanwu, members of the State House of Assembly, serving and elect, members of the National Assembly, elect, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by bringing the very warm felicitations of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, who has asked me to extend his congratulations to the Governor and the government and the people of Imo State today. It's a very special pleasure for me to join you at this historic flag-off of the hydrographic survey and dredging of the proposed sea route from Oguta Lake, Orashi, Degema to the Atlantic Ocean. This project is a vital collaboration between the state government, the Nigerian Navy, and a consortium of technical partners. It was initiated and approved under the stewardship of President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Hope Uzodinma. As we've heard, almost as far back as 1914, the British, understanding its strategic importance in connecting the hinterland to the coast, utilized this route to facilitate the smooth export of produce, such as palm oil, timber, and coal, from Oguta and its neighboring regions. The route has always been a vital component of our national potential for increased trade and economic prosperity. Today, we aim to revive this once vibrant and economically strategic channel, furthering job creation and sustainable growth in Imo State and the entire Southeast region, and indeed our nation. By enhancing coastal connectivity and facilitating seamless transportation, the project will promote trade and investment and spur growth in multiple sectors, including shipping, manufacturing, agriculture, and also offer numerous opportunities for the people. But the good news doesn't end there. The President, only a few days ago, as we've heard from the Honourable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, granted Governor Hope Uzodinma's request to declare Oguta, Ohaji, Egbema, and environs as an oil and gas free trade zone. This proposed free trade zone has one of the largest hydrocarbon deposits in the country. Again, this is another clear winner. The synergy between the dredge sea route and the free trade zone will deliver enormous commercial benefits. Also, with the dredging project, the Navy will be better equipped to protect our coastlines, thereby curbing crude oil theft and illegal bunkering and other criminal activities that appear to have taken advantage of the very difficult terrain for the operational use of naval platforms. A secure environment paves the way for thriving business and increased revenue for all parties, including states and the federal government. As improved access to the sea stimulates exports and imports, the coastal communities in these parts will be better positioned to reap the benefits of increased trade and income. And there is no better time to have set this in motion than now. You can rest assured that the federal government will continue its support to the state in ensuring that we bring this project to fruition and realize its full capabilities. But none of this can be done without the full support of the community, who without doubt remain invaluable partners in unlocking the vast potential of this region. Your participation, understanding, and cooperation are essential in overcoming any challenges that may arise during the implementation phase. I therefore urge you all to join hands with the state government and stakeholders to ensure a seamless execution that benefits everyone. By working together, we can create a vibrant economic corridor and transform our community and benefit all of us for generations to come. Let me especially commend the foresight and political pragmatism of your dynamic governor, His Excellency Hope Uzodimma, who I call the Great Hope always. Aside from the numerous infrastructure projects that he has undertaken in barely 3 years, and I've been here to commission several road projects, he has also mastered the art of close collaboration with the federal government for the benefit of this state and the Southeast region. This project, for example, could not have been done without the blessing of the President. The oil and gas free zone also needed and obtained presidential approval. Again, on the governor's application, as we've heard, and his request, the President approved the complete takeover of the Alvin Ikoku College of Education, Owerri, as well as the conversion and upgrading of the Federal Medical Center, Owerri, to a teaching hospital for the training of doctors by the Federal University of Technology, Owerri. The last time I was here in Imo, it was to commission a garment industry shared facility for Imo young people, also donated at the urging of the governor by the federal government under our MSME clinics program. Not long after, His Excellency Mr. President also graced this land personally to commission key road projects. But this project that we are here today to flag off is a unique one. There are projects and there are projects. This is an economic transformation project. It is a game changer. It is a game changer for Imo State, Nigeria, and the west coast of Africa. It is one of those one-of-a-kind projects whose benefits have always been glaring, but vision, courage, and tenacity were required to bring it to fruition. And we all owe Governor Hope Uzodimma gratitude for bringing hope to our nation and our sub-region. I will commend him for his wise, creative, and focused leadership. Your Excellency, I urge you to keep up the great work. This state and our nation will be all the better for your purpose-driven governance and leadership. It is now my very special pleasure and privilege to officially flag off this historic endeavor, the hydrographic survey and dredging of the proposed sea route from Oguta Lake to the Atlantic Ocean. This project will fulfill its promise of radical transformation, not only for this economy, but the economy of the Southeast, our nation, and our region, and also for the benefit of all of our peoples. Thank you all very much for listening.
Special announcement. Please, only the governor, the minister, the service chiefs are allowed to accompany the vice president to the flag off. The governor, the honorable minister, the service. Please, may we remain in our seats. May we remain in our seats. This is a symbolic thing, and it is being covered internationally. All the aides are not even required to be around there. His Excellency the Governor, the Minister, the Service Chiefs for the flag off.
Imana Chineke na-ememo kwanimo ezege onye Chukwu mere mmanya biko ṅụrịa o ọnwa na-etili ọla asị m isokwa ezege riwe kele riwe otuto fada fada helele 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 fada fada hey adịkwa m loyal fada fada. Go ahead, go ahead.
His Excellency, the Vice President and the Governor come back. There will be a group photograph of our VIPs, after which we call it a day. All eyes are towards the flag-off ceremony by His Excellency, the Vice President of the Federal Republic
Your
of
Excellency,
Nigeria.
the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma, see the Deputy Governor, Honorable Minister, members of the National Assembly, traditional rulers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my very special privilege and pleasure to officially flag off the hydrographic survey and dredging of the Oguta, Orashi, Degema, all the way to the Atlantic Ocean route for the benefit of people of each region, our nation, Nigeria, and the west coast of Africa, and glory of the Almighty God. Amen.
Yeah. Find the rivers of Uguta Lake.
Thank you. Thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. With the ritual of the open flag of
Uguta Lake, there we sat down. Oh, see Banjo, commissioning our seaport by the rivers of Uguta land. There we sat down. Oh, see Banjo, oh, see Banjo, commissioning our seaport for that carry us away captivities. They're seeing difference in Imo. We will be importing Gary and the rice, exporting and importing. So let the wars of Burma and even the tensions of heart be acceptable in our sight. Oh Lord. Oh, oh. Come on, music there. Choir, choir.
Sea routes are going to be solving Sombrero River as well as New Calabar River. The distance from Oguta Lake to Sombrero River will take 134 nautical miles, while from Oguta Lake down to New Calabar River entrance will take 139.4 nautical miles. So there are other river entrances which we could use. However, the Bonny River is a well-known river entrance and has been dredged and used by other sea vessels. So we are exploring these other sea routes for the decision makers on the possible users. So this is the first indigenous navigational chart produced by the Nigerian Navy. It is the NG-2201. This chart covers Lagos Harbor. And sir, permit me to acquaint you that the chart covers two important ports in the country, the Apapa port as well as Tinkan Island. Yes, sir. So this chart is of significant importance to the economy of the nation, sir. So within this chart also lies one of the most important naval bases in the Nigerian Navy, that's the Nigerian Navy Ship Beecroft, in which the jetty chart is shown down below here, sir. It is up here, Nigerian Navy. So this area is displayed here. Yes, sir. It is of operational significance to the Nigerian Navy, sir. Sir, this is a Lagos Lagoon chart. Sir, before now, barge is taking containers from the ports towards Ikorodu and other areas used to have pollution and accidents. But since with the production of this chart, that has drastically reduced because mariners know where there's danger and where it's shallow as well as deep where they can pass. So that is the importance of this chart also, sir. Sir, this is also a fair chart. We have a naval base here. So this chart was produced for operational exigencies for naval use, sir. Sir, these are other charts also produced by the Nigerian Navy. This is chart was produced for Dangote Refinery, which is also important. Yes, yes, and this is a chart from River Niger down to the Atlantic Ocean for Cardos River. So this chart was recently launched in March 16th, on March 16th this year, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, here are some of the equipment that will be used for this pre-dredging survey. Sir, this is the magnetometer. This magnetometer is used to determine magnetic anomaly. In the conduct of hydrographic survey, there might be wrecks and obstructions that are buried as a result of siltation. So this, which cannot be seen physically. So this magnetometer will tell us that there's the presence of wreck, or even pipelines can also be buried. So we can use this to detect that, and it will not cause damage to the dredgers or other mariners. So this is the size counselor. The size counselor gives us a real-time video image of the seabed. So if there are canoes, wrecks, pipelines, or other things, it can show us. It's also used to detect the mobile areas of the seabed, as well as the nature of the seabed. If it is rocky, sandy, or we can use it to detect them. So this is the Hemisphere Global Navigation Satellite System receiver and data logger. It is used for positioning. So positioning is vital in hydrographic survey. Whatever depth we are depicting, it must be accurate, and this positioning equipment is as accurate as 5 centimeters. So anything within 5 centimeters is the accurate position of this equipment. We also have the handheld one. So this is the sound velocity profile that is used to detect, to measure the speed of sound in water. While this is the simple wave echo sounder, we use this to determine the depth of water from the transducer to the seabed. This is the major equipment used in hydrographic survey. Here is the seabed sampling graph. In production of charts, there is need to detect if the area is sandy, muddy, because muddy is used for so we use this to get the soil sample in the lab. This is the sub-bottom profiler, sir. The sub-bottom profiler used to detect objects that are buried beneath the seabed. Some pipelines can also be buried, so we can use this to know the nature of the layers of the seabed, sir. Sir, that is the total station and its accessories. In hydrographic survey, we depict not just the water is where we take data, also features that are of significant importance to navigation, such as lighthouse and other buildings. We can use this without going in physical contact with the object, and measure the length and breadth and position of that object, sir. Yes, sir. Those are the view effects. Thank you, sir. Yes, I was an instructor. Yes, sir.
commissioning our seaports by the rivers of Ugutalek. There we sat down. Commissioning our seaports again by the rivers of Ugutalek. There we sat down.
Bring it down.
Oh, Sibanjo. Commissioning our seaports.
Bring it down.
By the rivers of Ugutalek.
Felix.
There we sat down. Oh, Sibanjo. Commissioning our seaports by the side, by the rivers of Ugutalek. Ice.
Thank you very much. Their Excellencies have been led back to their seat to enable us to have a controlled and regimented group photograph. And immediately after that, we shall also take the national anthem. And so the group photograph, I don't know whether it is still possible. Ladies and gentlemen, may we go to our seats so that we can see clearly. Barrister Mekabo, help me to look beyond where I am. Thank you.
Brighton Winry, Mukoma. Imana Professor Nina Yoti no Kwanebai.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that the press secretaries are controlling the photograph now. That is the session where we are. Group photograph with His Excellency, the Vice President and the Governor of Imo State and all the service chiefs, with our traditional rulers, the VIPs there. And once it is done, you give me a signal for the national anthem.
Omo Yoko, Honorable Steve Asino Bisem, Ekelemgi, Ekele. Ekele mama. Onye na-enye anyị ncha na mmanụ nsọ anyị sabaro ọ na-eme anyị obiọma.
Felix, confirm whether the photograph is going on.
It's going on.
It's going on, so that we know when they are ready for the national anthem.
Ile de mano, yesi nwa ka ọ bụ oju ụzọ eme ọgọ ịma shepu ya tam iji ụkwụ ya nzọmụkwụ ya okwu ọnụ ya Gerenia. Ije. We go follow no road onwa. We go follow no road onwa. Omo Yoko. Sabi the game. Omo Yoko. Our game changer. Omo Yoko. Sabi the game. Amo Yoko is a game changer. Ice. Thank you. Honorable Bright.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, done with the photograph now. We'll be taking the national anthem. Okay, just hold on.
The photograph is still going on.